Let me see if I can adjust this light a little bit better. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But anyway, hello and happy Halloween night. Ugh. Oh, goodness. Made me cough. But anyway, it is Halloween night, and it is about 10 o'clock here, maybe a little bit later. Let me take a quick look. Uh, yeah, it's about a quarter after 10, but I can't sleep. So I thought I would talk about hauntings. I know many of us have experienced hauntings, and I just wanted to share one with you. This happened to me. Now, okay, let me go back 1 second. What one has to understand is I come from a background of, well, my grandmother was a psychic medium. And she always would tell me never to fear the spirit world, because the spirit world cannot hurt us. So I want to try to move that over a little bit. So the first time I ever experienced any kind of hauntings, shall we say, was when I was about 4 or 5. Now, that's not the first time I experienced things, but that's the first time I experienced actual haunting, like the sounds and, things like that. But anyway, and this is what's really strange, okay, guys? This happened on Halloween night. My uncle and a friend of his were on their way to a reception. Halloween night, the wedding happened, but it was raining. It was raining a lot from what I understand. And they had a head-on collision. His friend was not killed. I don't know exactly what damage happened to him. I don't recall it because, I only was told what was happening with my uncle. But for 11 days, my grandmother spent in the hospital with my uncle until the day he died. My mother had sold the house in Key West that her father had bought. He died in that house. As a matter of fact, I was born in the very same room he died in. So, hello. But anyway, the house was sold to a woman that was a spiritualist. And I will now go on and finish what I started, and then I'll go back and explain about her being a spiritualist, okay? Anyway, for several days before my uncle died, there was a long hallway between the front of the house and the back of the house where my uncle's room was. Mama and I lived in the front bedroom, my grandmother in the middle, and my uncle in the last. So at night, several nights, I heard, like, people, like shoes scuffing on the floor, kind of like really weird scuffing sound. And it would go down the hallway from the living room. It'd go into the hallway, go down the hallway, and stop at my uncle's room. I woke my mama up. Mama, there's somebody in the house. Mama checked. Nothing. Again, it happens the next night. And if I can recall, which I'm not sure, but if I can recall, it happened 3 nights in a row. Same thing happened. I could hear the scuffling down up to my uncle's room, and then it would stop. Mama again would look, and there was nothing. She thought, oh my God, you're dreaming, it's your imagination, all kinds of stuff, What mamas would think kids. But this stopped all of a sudden. The night that my uncle died was the last night I heard those steps going to his room. Well, a couple of years later, we moved back to Key West. I don't know why my mother went to the house that she had sold, why she talked to this lady. I don't know if the lady had talked to her and said, come over, I want to talk to you. I have no idea. What I do know, though, is that the lady told my mother, a couple of years ago, she says, as a matter of fact, it was a Halloween night. Now, listen, it was Halloween night. She said she saw a spirit in the doorway of the living room of the house. She described the way the spirit was standing, that one hand was on the hip, the other hand was on the door jamb, and that the spirit asked, where is the family? She said she had a sense that he was talking about my family. And so she said, well, they've moved to Tampa. She said the spirit just kind of like dissipated, and she never saw it again. Well, the day that my uncle died, the last day I heard those footsteps, I explained it to my grandmother what I had heard. Years later, I did not tell her then. I told her years later. I explained to her what I had been hearing and all, and what I thought it was. And I really thought it was my grandfather coming to get his son and take his son. Simply because his spirit was seen on Halloween night, and the night that my uncle died was the end of the scuffling that went down the hallway to his room. And my grandmother agreed with me. She believed that it was my uncle's father coming for him to take him home with him. End of story. I'm not going to go any further. I may have told you all this one before or not. I don't remember. But it is Halloween night, and I was thinking about it, and I just had to tell it again. So guys, don't be afraid of the spirit world. It can't harm you. My grandmother told me never to fear it, to speak to it, to be respectful of it. And I've always have been. I always have been. So, like I say, don't fear the spirit, but have a wonderful, happy Halloween. Be careful. Social distancing, mask. Protect yourself and those you love and your friends and their family. Take care. I love you all. Have a happy Halloween and good night.